you a nice trading tip that could make a red day green, especially if it's a down day, and especially if the down day is pretty big, and that the down day that's pretty big is on a Friday. And so, one of the things that you have to bear in mind is that a lot of the speculators like to go flat, which means they like to close their positions either before the end of the day, but most certainly most of them will close during the end of the week. And they're the marginal buyers and sellers in a lot of cases, and so they can move the market enough to make a difference. And so what we have here is a 3-minute chart of XIV, and there's a reason why I picked XIV is because it has what they call a high beta to the index of the market, which it'll typically move at 4 times the price, and the price movement, I should say. And so what happened on Friday, XIV is a volatility index. It's inverse to the direction of volatility, and as everybody knows, I don't have to share what happened on Friday. The market was pretty erratic, but down big overnight. Tried to come back, and then it was selling off pretty much the rest of the day in kind of a slow motion sell-off. And so what we were doing is that knowing that the traders like to go flat, we knew there was going to be an end of the day pop in the market. There was no other bad news pending for the weekend that could ambush us. So at 3:30 is when, which is 3:30 East Coast time, is when you should look to take the trade. And it coincided very well with momentum oversold and turning back up. And so we've been trading in and out of XIV a little bit all day, trying to catch some of these little moves higher. And at 3:30, put a good size position on and let it run right back up into what they call the moving volume average weighted price, which is kind of like where the herd likes to run, either from the top down or from the bottom up. And so I had big positions on at 22 and 21.80, and even took a position on at 21.55 and 56 actually, and then just drove it up and scaled out all the way up, and took my last scale out at almost 23, and then it bounced above it, and then it failed, and after the market it sold back off. But this is primarily traders getting out of their trades for the weekend trade. And for me, I had a pretty good size on. I had 2,000 shares I was scaling out of. Not everybody can do that, but just to give you perspective, the trade netted me, this trade alone here netted me nearly $1,200. And I like to trade anywhere between $400 and $700 a day. Net profit is considered a good average for me. So $1,200 on one trade was a beautiful thing, and coincided with a beautiful day because we were primarily long gold and short oil going into the Brexit movement. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. This is a good trade. It sets up quite a bit, and it's something you should bear in mind. And especially if you're shorting the market, you may want to lighten up, even if you can get back in afterwards. Or if you're trying to rescue a day, or if you're just looking to say, I'm just going to trade this half hour, that's almost a half a week's worth of work in 30 minutes. Anyway, catch y'all later. Hope you enjoy the tips, and I'll just keep putting them out. Bye-bye.